Yeah, probably go with. I wouldn't three betting with Jack nine offsuit, even 10-9 offsuit, 8-9 offsuit. You want to have more of a stronger, you can bluffing range, right? Five bet bluffing range. I think if you start adding all these, you might be a bit too wide. Here, I would jam eight twos to fives against him. I would jam all these. I would probably in Giro 2 is what? Yellow is three bet call. Okay, yeah. Hey, you should throw twos, threes, fours, fives in there as a rebluffing, five bet rebluffing range. Mm. I think OV you have the most one that's less attractive to me. Okay, it's a bit too hard to. With the guy four bets at 10% range, we have to make some adjustments. Okay, uh,
Yeah.
we have to cut out some of our blocks because simply we have. I think we want to create more of a three bet, five bet range against these guys because it's gonna be. That's the way you exploit them, right? For betting too much. Three bet jam, three bet jam. So you don't want to be three bet folding too much. I mean, if you do this, you're going to be folding to four bets quite a bit, right? I mean, you're probably folding all of this here to four bets, right?
We can defend 50% of this range here.
You could, but I don't want to be folding too much of this guy, right? Simply because he does this, I'll have like almost like a 30% fold to four bet against him, which is going to make his life a lot easier, more difficult when I steal, right? We steal from him, right?
Yeah.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I fold the four bet, he's still going to continue bluffing you 50%, right? Against him, you almost want to play in a way where it says, okay, yeah, don't even bother opening from the small blind against me, right? Okay, I'll three bet 30% and I'll ship like quite a bit of it. But yeah, well, one adjustments against the guys with a four bet range, like 10, 14%, is start tightening up our three betting range a bit. Or you can cause yourself to, three bet call 8-9 suited, 7-8 suited, ace king, king queen. In Gearable, three bets 10%, 12%. How much should we defend? Against him, I'd probably defend quite a bit in position. I'd probably do a lot of calling too, because
Yeah, he fold raise a bit a
you
lot.
fold him a lot, right? Call, fold him on a lot of flops. So you see these hands that Ovi put in the three bet range. Uh, Against him, this would be good to call, right?
Yeah.
Simply because he bets one, he gives up a lot. We can fold him one, fold him twice, double fold him with backdoor draws, with gut shots, whatever, right? Okay. These give you a lot of equity on a lot of flops, so you can. Uh, it'll be a lot easier to call these hands than to three bet them because you're gonna have to three bet call or three bet fold, right? Or if you want to spew a bit, three bet jam. But then that's a bit too spewy if you three bet jam in this range, okay? So what happens is, yeah, you're trying to exploit this, but try to use more blocker hands, like some ace X, king X, and yeah, I don't want to bet these hands. Just call against him. 64, 45, 46. Look how much he check folds, right? Look how much he folds the raise C bets. So a lot of this, you can have a lot of equity. You can bluff raise on some boards. You do all sorts of stuff by putting more to your calling range. So you really don't even have to three bet him 20%. I would go with like 11, 12%, which is similar to what Christie here did.
Yeah, but I think you can put ace queen, ace eight, jack suited too. I don't know why they don't
Three bet.
put them. Yeah, three bet.
But you have to remember you have to call some of it too, right?
Yeah.
So to strengthen your calling range, some of these suited cards is good to call.
Yeah.
They play better,
Yeah, I know.
without the initiative.
Yeah.
So calling with these are probably more optimal than three betting and three betting the offsuit ones because
Okay.
so. But I mean, yeah, even if you call a lot against him, I mean, I would start calling a lot of my suited 8-5, 9
Yeah.
suited. Actually, no, 9-6. Yeah, I would call
Against
9-6 against him. I wouldn't even three bet these against him because I can exploit him post flop, right? So why get into this three bet jam, three bet, four bet, five bet scenario when you don't have to, right? Okay. So what I do three bet, four bet, five bet, it's more like this twos to fives, and some of my blockers, ace X. I might pick two of these, 8 of these combos. Just random half of the time jam, half the time fold. Okay, and then it also depends on how much he four bets us, right? Before I decide that. The wider he is against us, so let's say this is 25, then I'll start adding all of them. You understand?
yeah.
If it's a 9 and everybody else is 20, then I'll only do one of them. One of the four combos, right? And that's why I use this 4-bet versus hero stat to determine whether I should bluff jam or not, okay?
Okay.
But overall, I think, I mean, against him, it's not horrible to do this, okay, Ovi? But
Yeah.
I think there's better ways to play some of these hands than to 3-bet, right?
Yeah.
Remember I told you, if the guy likes to play pre-flop, what do we do?
Play post flop.
See what happens when the guy plays a lot of pre-flop? Right here, 20, that's pretty high, isn't it?
Yeah.
9.8%, that's pretty high, 6 point. So he's all about pre-flop. A post-flop, he forgot, He forgot how to defend, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So if we have position and we have some playable hands, like so against him, I would 3-bet like what you did here, Jack 9 off, 10-9, 10-8 offsuit, 8-10, 9-10. That would be my bluff. Okay.
Yeah.
Simply because those play a bit worse than the suited one. So I would bluff 3-bet these and fold. So what you guys can do is have a 3-bet folding range against him because we want to exploit this too. How much he folds on the flop, right? Calls and folds. So you can add some of these to your bluffing range. And if he 4-bets you here, we just fold that range, right? So maybe not even the 10-9 suit offsuit, 8-9 offsuit. These you can probably even call against him. And go with the gappers offsuit, okay? Jack 8, 10-8, Jack 9 offsuit, okay?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because 8, 9, 9, 10, they play a lot better, right, than the offsuit gappers. So
Yeah.
that's how I would construct my 3-bet folding range is some of these offsuit gappers, 8, 6, 10, 9, 7, 10, 8, Jack 9. Then Queen 10 up, start calling with these, right? Here. Ace Jack. You might want to call them there with Ace Jack too. Because now we're going to have, we have enough of a bluffing range, right? We don't have to bluff away too much. So I'll cut these out here, okay, Ovi? Cut these out here. Start with some of these, okay?
Yeah.
All with these. Call with anything like playable hands, Queen 10 offsuit, Queen Jack offsuit, 10 Jack offsuit, King 9 offsuit. I might 3-bet fold in that hand. Like this would I would start 3-bet folding these ones here. King 9 offsuit, Queen 9, Jack 9, 10 8, 9 7 offsuit, okay? And that would my 3-bet fold, okay? And then I will cut these out. The thing with these is you against some of his calling range, you're going to be dominated a lot. Ace 10 suited, Ace 9 suited. You don't want to be stuck here all day with these decent 3-bet pots. I'd rather have Jack 9 offsuit because you're less you're less likely to be dominated, right?
Yeah.
In the scenario where he calls, okay? So, I mean, overall it looks good, but like I said, what we have to do is pay attention to this, how much he barrels, right? And then we exploit him that way, okay? If he check folds a lot, and this is how you become a really tough player, is because you make this adjustment based on his post-flop tendencies, right? If he check folds a lot, which this guy does, right? We can double float with a lot of these hands, okay? Call, pick up a gut shot, you know. Let's say we call with 9-7 suited, board is 10-2-3, we can call the flop. Or is it 8-2-3? We can call the flop, you know. In turns a gut shot, we should call a game. River he checks, we bet he folds. You know what I mean? And River we
Yeah.
blanked out, we had nothing but 9 high, and we can take it down. Hi, Emmy.
Hey,
Hey, I mean,
That was a quick half hour.
it's good.
Okay, did you get in? You got in?
Yeah.
Yep, I'm everything.
So we were talking about this guy, you know, born old dreams.
Okay.
So we came to the conclusion that he likes to see bet and give up a lot. Not a lot, but he gives up quite a bit, right? When he checks, he gives up a lot. So I told these guys that we should, with these type of hands, instead of three betting it, start calling with some playable hands that we can float once or twice. So we should create our bluffing. This is a three bet. How we should three bet against him? Big blind versus small blind, right?
Okay.
So I said more or less, okay, take these type of hands: King 9, Queen 9, Jack 9, 10-8, 9-7, King 8 offsuit, you know, 6, 9-7 offsuit, 8-6 offsuit, and like 9-10 offsuit. I might even call here instead of three bet because he four bets quite a bit, right? And then we develop our bluffing range as 2s to 5s, and then this would depend on how much he three bets, four bets versus hero, right? If it's 25, start shipping all of it. If it's 10, then don't ship all of it. If it's 10, I might not even ship any of these. Okay, guys. I mean the percentage versus hero. If it's like half of what everyone else is, I might not even ship any of these. Okay. And that would be my adjustment to him not bluffing me enough, right? Okay. So let's go to the next guy. Jellyfish. And this is Gearballs. Okay. So now how would you construct it now? If we know he bluffs this much. Gearball? That's all you have to do. That's probably all you have to do, right? Let's see here. Against him? Should I strengthen my calling range? No, I would three bet. Three bet. So against him, he's stationary reg, right? Let's see, he four bets quite a bit. So he's pretty stationary, so I would start doing this. He four bets quite a bit. 6. I mean, I might, as crazy as it sounds, I might even three bet jam some of these.
It looks similar to my range.
Very close, yeah, very close. But I don't three bet jam ace 10 and ace 9. I three bet jam like these ones as bluffs, blocker bluffs, right? I might even three bet jam queen 9 against him. This I would three bet call. This I would three bet call. All these I would three bet call. Against him, I would 3-bet call all my value hands too. Okay. Aces, kings, queens, I would call. Jacks, I might ship.
Tens,
What's that?
tens. Wouldn't you 3-bet him?
I would just.
Tens.
I don't like 3-bet jamming these. You guys know. I think if I keep them in the calling range, I'm a bit. It strengthens it a bit, right? Um, I have such a huge 3-bet jam, 3-bet 5-bet range already, right? You see how wide it is?
Yeah.
It's like if I did what you guys are saying, and I'd be jamming like jacks, queen, kings, aces, tens. This is what your 3-bet jamming range would look like, right? It's pretty wide, right?
Wouldn't you call with aces and kings?
No, I'm saying what you guys said. If you hit 3-bet jamming tens, you probably should 3-bet jam aces too, right?
Ah, okay, okay.
Uh, so it looks something like that, out of like a 12%. So you're 3-bet shipping almost like 65, 70%, right?
Yeah.
A bit too wide, right? I have such a huge bluffing range against him that I don't need to. I mean, if you see him start showing up with 8-7s, yeah, and then start adding it, right? You know what I mean?
So against him, you'll basically ship only bluffs.
Um,
Jacks.
I ship ace king. I probably even ship. It depends on what the guy, well, how I, you know, and how they perceive me, right? Um, Generally, guys don't bluff me as much, so I will be shipping, you know, aces and kings. But I mean, if he has no read on me and I have these stats, then that's what I would do. I would just 3-bet jam bluffs and then call my. But you guys know that once people play with me for a bit, they start expanding their, you know, they'll 3-bet call ace queen, they'll 3-bet call 8-7s. You know what I mean? So in that scenario, then I'll expand my or tighten up my bluffing range. I'll cut out some, then I'll put more value, right?
Yeah.
And that's a specific scenario where you know guys will be more. That's just like you know player dependent. You know what I mean? It's not really how I construct my range. This is how the dynamics and how he adjusts versus me. Then I'll do that. But yeah, something like this I like Ovi. Then him against him, you probably don't want to 3-bet 6, 7, 4, 5 suited, right?
Yeah, you don't fold it.
Hard to bluff him full spot. So you want to stick more with like high, push it up more like this, push it up more and more high card value hands. Because against him, you know, king queen, king jack, king 10 is going to do better.
Yeah.
Better pairs. King jack offsuit is better, right? 10 offsuit is better for 3-betting here
Yeah.
than 4, 5, 5, 6 because he's always calling with ace 5, ace 6, 7s, 8s, 9s, 10s, pocket pairs, and calling it down, right?
Yeah.
So if you're stuck there with 4, 5, what's going to happen?
Will be dominated a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Not just dominate a lot, but I mean, he's not going to fold. You can't bluff him, right?
Yeah.
If there was 6 high, you know, okay, I can't bluff him. What are you going to do then?
Yeah, fold.
You have to give up. You know?
Yeah.
But when the guys do this, who defends a lot and the stationing, you have to push it to the top part of your ranges, right?
Right.
And that's how you make money. Yeah, you do something like this, you know, you 3-bet range. You know, if that's what the guy does, you know, it'd be something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe 9s, you know. You see, like all I did here was just go all value against him and look at the, you know, I'm 3-bet in a 16% range, right?
Yeah.
He does call, like, and see, so I can 5-bet jam some of these now, look, you know.
Yeah.
I can 5-bet jam some of these, you know. Some of these blocker hands. You know, if I think he's bluffing a lot, I just fold these, 10 jack, fold that. And you could, if you 4-bets, I might even fold that, you know, call that, fold these. You know, so of that 60% range, we're defending like over 50% of it. So we're folding like 40 something percent, right?
Yeah.
So we're still in good shape here. Uh, and this is yellow is what? 3-bet call. I would add the king queen as a 3-bet caller versus him. Again, once it this wide, I know it sucks to call with aces and kings. I mean, because you guys are going to be in a lot of tough spots. But when you have aces and kings, the tough spots aren't really that tough, you know. But because we know he's pretty wide and he's really wide and he barrels quite a bit, those are good hands to put into your calling range, right? Even ace
Yeah.
king would be good to call, yeah. King jack? No, no. King queen. Or if you feel a little bit like you had a bit of coffee and jam it for as a bluff, right? Against him, but don't jam that. Just 3-bet fold. I'd rather you like king 9 suited, king 10 suited, because you can have a bit more equity, right? Like queen 10 suited is going to be better equity wise. So I would pick more or less like Ovi. Except I would cut down even ace 9, ace 10 suited, and what's that? Yeah, yeah, about 11%. You guys are on the right track, you know. I'll go 10 and 11%. Except again, when you 3-bet him with 4 or 5, why are we 3-betting with 4 or 5? Is it because he's folding a lot? Is he exploitable post flop? You see what happens with 4 or 5 is he rebluffs us a lot, and then when he calls, we can't bluff him, and he doesn't fold enough to make it a a profitable 3-bet, right?
Right.
And we don't have blockers and all that. So it's not that great to have too many bluffs versus him, okay?
Okay.
And it kind of makes sense, right? Not to bluff him. If the guy doesn't fold, we don't bluff. If the guy folds a lot, we bluff, right?
Right.
Okay. This guy folds a lot. I'll probably go like all of you guys. 60%. 75%. Okay, this might be too much, okay?
Okay.
Um, when you do want to exploit someone, you do. I mean, this makes sense, right? Like mathematically, it makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not going to argue with you. Okay, it does make sense to do this, but here's the thing: when he does call you, that 30% of the time, okay, you're gonna be left fighting. Okay, someone like it's sort of like fighting someone, and you're there with a piece of paper, right?
Yeah.
You don't want to always be there with a piece of paper, and that's what Ovi did, was get rid of his pieces of paper. You know, like let's say you yell at this guy, and then he gets scared, he runs off every time, right? Then all of a sudden, that one day he wants to fight back. Now, if you're left here with this, which is like all you can do is crumple the piece of paper up and throw it at the guy. You know that's not going to work, right? So what you want to do is somewhat like what Ovi does. Um, what happens is, the times that he does fight back, Ovi has a piece of a rock, a little rock here, right? But it might not hurt him, but it might, we might hit him in the eye or something like that, right? When you get hit in the eye, it's painful. You're gonna get on the floor, right? And then maybe we have a fighting chance. So that's why, we do this, and we cut out some of the garbage, because if he does decide to fight back, we're left with a piece of paper, and that's not going to do anything to him, right? Maybe might give him a paper cut, but how many times have you seen somebody fall to the floor because of a paper cut in a fight? It's not going to happen, right? So you do want to, do more like this. Cut out the extreme garbage, right? Okay. I know it's exploitable and you can go 100%, But then again, you don't want to be stuck with your hands down. Against some guys that are really bad, if they're like 85%, go ahead, we'll do this then, right?
Okay.
Because we're gonna yell at him, but we're not gonna fight him. So when he turns back, the guy that folds 85%, when he turns around, we start running, right? You guys understand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You understand the logic behind it?
Yeah.
Because the guy who folds 85%, when he turns around, he's really pissed off, right? Okay, so we run. We don't stand around and then try to fight.
Yeah, he takes out a bazooka then.
Yeah, you guys understand, right? Uh, yeah. So I mean, I wouldn't even think about him with aces, kings, queens, ace, kings. Does that make sense? I wouldn't three bet him with this range either. Against him, you don't have to. Again, of course, it depends on the dynamics at the table. You know what I mean? If I'm in the big blind, he's in the small blind. I'm gonna be three betting him like I would three bet him even a bit wider than Ovi. I would add some Jack X, 10X, a 10-6 offsuit, Jack 6, um, 4 or 5 offs, the connected ones. Yeah, so I would three bet something like that. I probably wouldn't three bet 10 Jack suited. All my Ace X suited. I might three bet Ace 9, Ace 8, Ace 7, Ace 6, and I might call Ace 5 to Ace 2. And the 8-9 suited, 9-8 suited, 7-8 suited, I would call too. I wouldn't three bet it. Because your three bet range is so wide already, right? I mean, 60% into this might be too much, okay? So you'll have to call some of these Jack 9 suited, 10-8 suited, Ace King, Aces Queens. I would call it that. Like, even though he's pretty bad, but he's not stupid, right? You know what I mean? If the guy was like this, let's see, yeah, like bad guys like that, then you can do whatever you want, right? Okay. Boom. Big.
Big.
Yeah, against if it's a fishy guy, then yeah, I don't mind, right? But guy that's gonna adjust, like this guy will. You're not gonna get away with three betting 60%. You know what I mean? So I would do it the first couple of times, and then I would start shifting my three bets a bit, cutting out a lot more garbage. 60% might be a bit too much. So maybe like 50, right? Cut out a bit more of this, yeah, and a little bit more of some of these. Cut it out, right? The 10-2 suited, 9-2 suited, 8-2 suited. But I mean, you can do this at the beginning. If you just give me this read, then I would do what Ovi does, except without aces, kings, and queens. And some playable hands I would call. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You should probably never do what Gerbo does. Never three bet aces, kings, and queens. Always call it. It's gonna produce more EV by calling. Okay. This is what you guys are talking about, right? If we have no reads on the guy, Gerbo. Do you hear that? Yeah. I know we have reads, but I mean, does he have any read on us? That's the thing. Like, are you asking just because in a vacuum? Like, if this is what I have that in mind, what I do, or
What happened?
what happened?
Yeah.
Nothing. We're still on the same hand. But
I lost connection.
you lost connection. Yeah. It's okay. We didn't do anything. So your question is if I have no reads on the guy except for the stats, right? Okay. No, we have reads, but I mean, I don't know anything more than that, right? I don't know how much I've three bet him. I don't know how much I four bet him. I don't know. So that's your that what you're talking about. All I know is this stats here in front of us, right? I don't know anything about how we played the last half hour. Um, because I mean, if I sat with this guy at the table and I three bet him like five orbits in a row, I'm gonna make some adjustments. You understand? Yeah. So this format versus hero depends a lot what I do here too, right? Okay. And that's why it's important to see that because if people are adjusting to you, you cannot keep. If you do this and the guy's format goes up, good luck to you, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you are gonna have to fold to format of 75, 80%, right?
Yeah, but if we see he adapt against us, we adapt against him.
Yeah, so it's easier for us to change,
Like
adjust.
that. Yeah.
But what I'm trying to say is pay attention to this, okay?
Yeah.
When because if you're gonna do this, which is fine, mathematically it's fine, but if you don't, nothing pops up once this goes to like 15, and you keep doing that, you're not gonna make that much money. You're not gonna
Yeah.
exploit them that much, okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ovi is good, and cut this out a bit. Try to add a couple more playable hands, like Ace Nine offsuit, Ace Nine suited, even Ace Eight suited. You can call, right?
Yeah.
But these are a bit stronger. You can play in position. Um, but yeah, start with that. Like something like a 50% range, and then go from there. If he doesn't change, he doesn't adjust, keep going to this 50%. Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
About 50%. I like. This is too tight, right? Okay. Next. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, where are we? We did that girl, so now we're down to this one. Mike. Where is he? Hemi,
Yeah.
you do this, okay? Who is three bet range of tonight? This is Guillermo. This is Ovi. And
Yeah.
this is Christy.
Yeah.
Look at this guy and tell me
Um.
it's
Uh,
blind versus blind, okay? So you're looking at these two numbers.
yeah. Yeah. I got that already. So I think I'll go with probably Obi.
Well, you're just saying that because you know he makes the most money.
Definitely no. I'll say, because we need some playable hands which can barrel post flop, and we have those. Also, we have all pocket pairs, which to me looks good. And yeah, I don't like the idea that we have many blocker bluffs versus this guy because he's not willing to fold, I guess, that much. I mean, when we barrel twice at least.
See
I
ya.
don't.
Three bet, three bet, three bet. Okay, so this is gonna be a bit trickier because that's why in the end, what I want you guys to have is about a 7 to 7.5% four bet range. Okay, because when you get to that point, it's really harder for people to make adjustments against us, right? You know what I mean? They can't jam profitably because 3% is value, right? So having a 7 to 7.5% is the toughest range to deal with, right? When you have like a 4%, 2%, it's a lot easier. Okay. So in the end, what you guys gonna have is about between 6.5 to 7.5, or like under 8% range. That'd be a good balance of like value and bluffs, right? Okay. So against him who has a 7% range, you don't want to three bet. You are probably jamming twos to fives, right, Obi?
Yeah.
I think you should cut out some of it against him. Okay. Again, even like when it's 7%, you don't even want to bluff all these. Probably like half the combinations.
Yeah.
Because simply, 7% is not too wide, right? If you think about it, 3% is value, and he has 4% bluff, so it's like 40-60 value to bluff. So it's not going to make that as attractive to a 5-bet bluff jam over him. Okay. So initially, what I would do is I probably wouldn't even bluff any of these yet until he tells me he's willing to expand it a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then I might bluff jam over one time. Pocket twos or threes. Like half the combinations here. Probably one of the suited ace X. So my 5-bet range would be a lot lower once they 4-bet a lot less. Okay, because you don't want to be bluff jamming over like this guy here. Because you have pocket twos and that's what you do, right? And we still have to understand that he doesn't bluff very much, right? Okay, to jam pocket twos. It's not going to be that profit. It's not going to be profitable at all. You know what I mean? So, whose ranges looks good? What's that? I kind of like Christie's range a bit more, simply because the playability of these hands are a lot better than all these, right? An ace five offsuit, and against him, you probably don't want to be too wide, like 20-30%. So I like this. I might. Hmm. You can call king 10, ace 10, king 10. A lot of these you can call. Yeah, I would go with Christie's. Okay. Um, and they're 12%. It's good. Might even go like Jack 9 suited, 10-7 suited, 9-6 suited. I might 3-bet those too. 3-4 suited. Something like that. Okay? I mean, you still want to have a blocking range, but again, the more. Well, Obi has it right. Most of the suited, right? I might even 3-bet 9-10 suited and get rid of some of these. Just these offsuit ones, you don't want to 3-bet too much, okay?
Yeah.
Your goal is using the blockers. It's him, but just use playability. We're going to have a lot of boards we can bluff him, right? So go like 8-9, 10-8 suited, Jack 8 suited. And those give you a bit more, like gut shots, straight draws than the king 5, king 4, king 3, king 2. The last guy. And against him, yeah, you probably should 3-bet ace queen, ace jack too, king jack. You should 3-bet, right?
Okay.
Because he likes to call, right? He defends quite a bit. I call
Yeah.
it too. So our calling range would be almost non-existent. Yeah. I just against him who barrels quite a bit, right? Let's not defend way too much, right? By calling, because I mean, Yeah, I would three bet him a lot because he defended this, but our calling range would look sixes, sevens, eights, nines, tens. Um, like I said, I don't three bet tens too much for value, right? I prefer putting in my calling range, but you guys could if you want to. King Jack suited, Queen Jack, Ten Jack. Like some of this, I would probably, I don't know, Ace Jack suited, King Queen suited, Ace Ten suited. I put in my calling range. Uh, yeah, I don't call too much against him. If he defends this much, right? I'll probably end up three betting more than calling. Just exploit him for defending too wide, right? Uh, by three betting calling. Okay, let me get rid of these charts. I want to do my own and see what I would do, okay, in game against him. Let's start with my three betting range, and I'll give you an idea of what I would do against him. Okay. Here's matrix. So I would three bet this for sure. I wouldn't three bet twos to fives. I would probably call with some of them. Tens I would call. So let's work with my three betting range. Okay, so I would three bet something like that. Like that. That. He's jack suited. He does this. What's three bet? Jack five. Three bet some of these. Jack eight. I'll three bet. Nine. I'll three bet. Something like that. Against him, I wouldn't three bet. Maybe pocket twos and threes. That's what I would three bet. Okay. I would jam probably one of them, twos or threes. Just depends on how I see him adjusting against me, right? I'd probably do it the first time around. If I have this data in my hands, 7.2, I'd chip and then let him decide. Let him see, sort of let him see me show up with ace two, ace five, and then see how he reacts to that, right? But if it's that, what's that? Yeah, simply just more or less just to let him see that I'm capable of five bet bluffing and he should not bluff me, right? It's just like kind of sending out a message, right? That's what my three bets. But I would end up at the beginning. I'd probably end up folding more. Like here, I would just fold like three of them, and then just jam one of them, and then just jam one of these, whichever one I three bet, twos or threes. I don't want to create too much of five betting range against him. So something like that. My calling range would look something like this. Let me see. Yeah, I would call 10, 9, 7, 8, Jack 9. I might 3 bet Jack 9 offsuit. These two I'd probably 3 bet Jack 9, 10, 8, and 9, 7. Okay. I would call King 9. I would call Queen 9. I would use on position a lot against him. I'd call these. I'd call that. I'd call these. Call. I just call all these against him. I call Queen 8. I would call 6-1. Yeah, that would be my defending range against him, roughly. I might call King 7 offsuit. Yeah, it's close. Queen 8 offsuit I might call. Something like that, okay? Does that work for you guys? That's what I would do in game, okay? If you just gave me this HUD and say, okay, what would you do high against him? That's what would be my defending range. Queen offsuit? Queen 6, Queen 5? Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll go with the. I mean, the thing is, I'm trying to sit here and thinking how I would try to teach you guys to defend. You know what I mean? Like, you guys know in game I defend like against him. Even though he's like this barrels a lot, I would call a lot more here. But I don't want to teach you guys to do that, right? I put you in more tough situations. You know what I mean? Like, let's see, I don't know how much I defend. 31%, right? I mean, the usual. Let's see. You guys will see. You know, I defend quite a bit. You know what I mean? And I can't teach you guys to. I mean, if I told you exactly what I do, you guys are gonna copy it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna put you in a lot of like shitty spots, right? You know, because I'm gonna be bluffing a lot post flop. You guys aren't, right? So it doesn't make sense for me to teach you. You know, like this, I would call right in game. You know, I would three bet some. I would three bet more than what I'm trying to teach you guys. You know what I mean? But then I make very little mistakes when I three bet people, right? So I'm working with in game, but I have keeping you guys in mind, not to make you guys too crazy, right? So defending like a 45% range is probably optimal, or like something decent. Okay, don't. Do you want to know like what I defend in real time, right? But then you guys are gonna make a lot of mistakes if you do the exact same thing, right? Okay. Like I three bet 30%, right? Give you an idea. If I teach you guys to three bet 30%, you guys are gonna go. Okay, this guy's yeah. I see 31%. You guys are gonna lose a lot of money, right? You know if you do that. If I teach you to three bet 16%, you guys are gonna lose a lot of money, right? You know what I mean? So I have to keep in mind when I'm trying to go through some of these things that you guys are not used to, not making it too difficult for you guys, right? So something like a 45% range. So here, how about this? Let me do this guy first, and and then we'll look at yours. Okay, sounds good. Um, against him, you have to depolarize against him, right? So you don't want to call too wide. I mean, you see how I'm stressing like more high card value type hands? Yeah, against him. No, he's not. So that's why you want to use just like um, something, maybe something like this. something like that. Yeah, I would do better than that. Sure, I wouldn't do better than that. More something like this. Okay. Um, something like that. And that's my bluffs right there. Uh, Ace two, ace five, you can add against him is okay too. I don't personally because I don't like to. Because ace two, ace five, you're gonna be bluffing. You're gonna be like a lot of flops gonna be bluffing too. And I personally don't like bluffing against him too much. He defends quite a bit. Looks like a standard like GTO-ish kind of defend. So this is not gonna flop very well. So just stick to like higher card value. I mean, I'm at 12%. You guys are at 9 and 11 and 13. So the reason why I go 8, 9, 9, 10, 10 jack is close up. I'm not gonna bluff him with these, right? Unless I pick up equity, right? But then, like most of the hands, I wouldn't bluff unless I had equity. Um, like if I flop top pair, it's probably going to go bet bet, and then bet bet check or bet bet jam, depending on which hand, right? If it's like ace queen, king queen, ace queen, ace king, king queen, ace jack, I flop top pair and I bet bet jam. Ace ten, I might bet bet check. King jack, the same thing, bet bet check, bet bet check. Or king jack, I might bet bet jam on a king X board. But on a jack X board, I might just bet bet check. Okay. Or I might even just bet bet check. I only assume to get 2 streets of value there with king jack against worse hands. Same thing with queen jack. And these hands, only if I pick up good equity, I'm gonna bet bet and possibly jam. Okay. And with 9, 10s, jacks, I mean, depends on the board run out, right? Jacks, if it's like all low cards, then bet bet jam. 10s, we try to get 2 streets of value, right? Is it okay? Somebody there? Somebody was sighing? Any questions?
No.
I wouldn't call too wide, right? But yeah, I mean, our calling wing would be pretty weak against these guys. The thing is, I'm not gonna be calling way too wide against them either, right? So it's gonna be like 8, 7, 6s. So against this guy, you know, with the 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, I would probably just set mine, and then I hit the set, I raise, right? I wouldn't be calling with too much, like 4, 5, 6, 7. No, I lied. I probably would call with those. Um, yeah, you don't have to worry about our range being too weak because we are in position, right? You know what I mean? We can do a lot of pot controlling. We can do a lot of bluffing. We can do a lot of the different things. You know, we have position because position in the end is power, right? Even if he knows our range is weak, and we can. The thing is, if they know my range is weak, I can bluff more boards, right? You know what I mean? Boards that are gonna hit my range more, which is like 4, 5, 8, 8, 6, 4. You know, those boards I can bluff more, right? But don't worry about it. I mean, I'm not gonna defend against these guys way too wide. We'll stop either, right? So I won't worry. And these guys are not gonna be trying to exploit you because remember that when they're out of position, it's harder for them to exploit us, right? Yeah. But I mean, don't worry about like okay. So if you know my range is weak, but I have position on you, you're still not gonna be able to exploit me that much. You know, because you can't value bet accordingly. You can't. I can bluff you a lot easier because I have position, right? And do all sorts of stuff. Okay, so don't concern yourself too much. So let's go with Obi.
Yeah.
You want to go over some hands now?
Yeah.
You okay with it?
Yeah. Sure.
So let's see some spew. Spewing is good, right, guys? But spewing and learning is one thing, but spewing and saying "oh well" is another thing, right? Oh,
Wow. Nice.
What?
so this is the reason of the downswing. This is the biggest reason for a downswing.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Okay.
For the girl.
What? What?
Oh, girl.
Oh, open your Chrome or on Facebook.
Oh, he erased it already.
Uh,
What?
wow. Yeah, nice.
Okay.
Give me control.
Dirty
Yeah.
guy.
Okay. So let's go through some of these hands. These are marked hands.
Yeah.
You want to go over these one?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to go faster than usual, guys. Okay. If you guys are stuck, just say stop. Don't be afraid to say stop because and you don't understand something, ask. Okay. Don't worry if Obi laughs at you. You know,
No problem.
because who cares what Obi thinks, right? If I'm confused, I don't understand something, just say it. Okay. Call. Check. Yeah. Call. Raise. Yeah, standard. Why did you mark that?
I don't know. Maybe because I lost it.
You want to see if it's a standard ship? It's standard ship, I think.
Yeah.
Not set, right? Yeah, standard. Definitely. Okay. Uh, I'd probably just call here. And my three betting range would look like just value, right? And I would call everything else. So, and bluffs, value and five bet bluffs, right? Like two, three, four,
Yeah. Yeah.
and ace two, ace three, ace four, ace five suited. The thing is, when guys like to do it, I generally don't play too many big pots with them, right? I mean, like I said, there's a reason why he does this. It's because he forgot that you have to play post flop, right?
Yeah.
Call is standard. Call. Check. It's like $15. What do you think?
15.
Yeah.
Maybe check. Yeah.
That check is okay. I probably bet 15. Wow. Oh, I don't think you can fold. That was our hand, so call. Yeah.
One so flop is too little, too small.
What's that?
One so flop is too small. If you don't bluff too much, but
Yeah,
it's a weird line.
it's a weird line. I think once he plays like this, you probably have to pay him off.
Yeah.
If we see him four betting with pocket eights, should we keep three bet jamming twos to fives,
Uh,
or we should three bet jam with ace two, ace five suited?
Maybe king 10, queen 10.
if he's four bet calling with this, then you have to adjust your range a bit, right?
Yeah,
So three bet jam
he's probably calling with
tens,
pocket eights.
three bet jam tens, nines, tens, jacks, tens
Yeah.
up probably, tens, jacks, queens, kings, aces.
Yeah,
Um, but again, like I said, I don't. Here's the problem: is he likes to four bet a lot,
yeah,
and you're gonna be stuck here playing a big pot with ace queen offsuit, right? This is call, and he plays really face up for you, right? So call ones. Might even fold the flop against him, right?
yeah.
He raised,
But
you
I
call ace queen. He bets a flop, you fold.
but I think on this kind of flop, he would barrel more than he usually barrels because he might think that I could fold over cards here,
Okay,
like ace king or
Ovi,
yeah.
I don't care what he thinks. I'm just gonna fold.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're trying to go back to that thing. I think he thinks that like me, like I would barrel a lot on this board. You see what's wrong? You're thinking he
Yeah.
doesn't barrel on these boards, and you're saying he does barrel. The reason why I call here is because I'm gonna exploit him, play post flop with him because he plays smaller pot, right? If he checks, I can bet. If he bets, I can just fold ace high. I'm not gonna think like that. Oh, on this board he's gonna start barreling more because he's gonna start putting on me on a range, whatever. You think if he put people on ranges, he would do this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're starting a level, and he's not even doing anything. He's just betting when he has value and then checking when he doesn't. Checks when he has second pair, check calls with top pair, weak kicker. That's what he does. And then you're thinking, he thinks, I think. you know. So there's two options: either three bet and then play a four bet pot with him, right? Or
Yep.
or just play a really small pot with him with ace queen.
Yeah.
For me, I would call him because I don't want to. I don't want to play big pots all the time. I don't want to three bet jam this hand. Um, so I'm gonna keep the pot small. He raise, I call. He bets a flop. I mean, think about folding. Forget about what he thinks. Right? Just think: does he bluff enough for me to call here? Bluff catch. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Does he bet enough for me to bluff catch with ace queen?
I don't think so.
So I fold then, right?
Yeah.
Easy game, right? No thinking. You see, you play pose out with him, you don't have to think. But then as played, I mean, yeah, it's a flop, call. I'd probably just bet call the turn. Yeah, it's pretty sick though, spot, but as played, I think you have to pay him off. Bye jam jacks, king queen. His range is wide too, so should be standard. So with that last guy, just take a lot of playable hands and use your position, right? Call. So this guy doesn't like to fold very often. And even 2.5. I'm gonna go 9.5 to 10. What do you think?
Yeah. Since we are a bit deep, yeah, we should go bigger.
Not too crazy deep, but like 10, 10. And if he keeps calling 10, I'll go 11, right? Probably about 12 here. I'm gonna create like a decent stack size, right?
Yeah.
What do you think? Like 12?
Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
He's never folding eights, nines, right? Never folding fives, fours, sixes. Probably not even folding pocket twos, right?
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me see if I can find some more.
And the bigger bet looks more bluffy on this kind of board.
I
At
don't
least for me.
It's not that much bigger, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here.
It's 2/3. 12 is 2/3. What happened? Oh.
Hello, guys. Do you hear Ovi?
What?
Do you guys hear Ovi? I don't hear.
Yeah.
I don't hear him.
A bigger bet means bluff on this kind of board.
Where's Ovi?
Yeah.
Do you guys hear Ovi? I'm just playing with Ovi. Ovi,
Yeah.
this guy is a fish, a reg.
Yeah.
Reg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when I play, this is the tables I play at because I don't have time to table stack with you guys, but these guys are fishy, right? Fishy rigs. Okay, so this guy doesn't like to fold, okay? What sizing should I use?
22, 24, 99.
Okay, see why I did that?
Yeah.
I'm squeezing more from the lemon than I can, right?
Yeah.
Trying to get as much juice out of it as I can, right? But it doesn't look obvious, though. You guys know what I mean? It's not obvious what I have, right? If you go 24, then it's going to scare away if he has anything, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so on this board, bet
That's big.
3, right? I mean, standard against most guys, I would bet like 18 here, right?
Yeah.
Because I know the way he plays, he doesn't care, right? Well, most of these guys don't care. I would go this bigger. Perfect turn card.
Good run out.
Wow.
No, it's standard. It's standard. For you guys, it's like, wow, but I mean, it's standard. He's bluff catching, right?
Yeah.
I have a 13% range, and I barrel quite a bit, so he's going to bluff catch with ace high. Quite a bit there. But I know
But
that.
you are not bluffing against him.
No, I know that. I know what he does, so I don't bluff him, right? You know what I mean? Like with that ace 4, ace 3, ace 5, I might bet ones. Or I might check raise that hand instead of bet, right? Against this guy, I might bluff ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, ace 5, whatever, right?
Yeah.
These guys, I never bluff them, but they keep calling me down because they think I'm a monkey, right? Okay? But you see how I adjusted to what he does? If you defend this wide, I'm going to do this, right? It's the exact same scenario like yours. You see? You went 2.5, right? I went 10.5. Okay, this is how you make money because you want to force him to more mistakes, okay?
Yeah.
And I mean, this isn't like 2 years ago I did this. This is like a couple of days ago, right? But if you think about it, this is how I make money. Is I force people to make more mistakes. If you keep calling with 8-9, right, suited, I'm gonna make more money this way, right? Might bet once, bet twice, and he floats by the river, but I make a bit more, 1 or 2 BBs more than you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Simply because I'm thinking about it. I'm adjusting to him, whereas you guys just you guys just do your standard and you make a little bit. It doesn't seem like a lot here, right? But let's say, for example, okay. This guy just loves to call, right? So I go to 10.50. Okay, how much more money did I make than you? 1.5 BBs, right?
Yeah.
So in the end of the day, you know, let's say he folds to the flop bet, I make 1.5 BBs more than you. It doesn't seem like a lot, right? But at the end of the month, what happens? My win rate is 1.5 BBs more than yours, right?
Yeah.
Simply because I'm adjusting to myself, to the people. Obi?
Yeah. Hello?
Now I can hear you, but I can't. I can't move the mouse, so
Oh, okay.
back in now. It's just like so he calls. I mean, I expect the call there, right?
Yeah.
You're a bit deeper. He might call with ace five suited, 8-9 suited, king 9 suited, king 10 suited, king jack suited, king jack offsuit. So I make that $1.50 more, right? So yeah, I bet. Okay, so he doesn't have 7x in his range, right? Now the question is, does he have aces, kings, and queens? Flush draw. I don't think he raises aces and kings. Yeah, just calls. It sucks that you have a jack of diamonds, but I'm probably going to ship it here for max value against flush draws. What do you think?
Ship here.
Uh-huh.
In generally, I don't raise when I get re-raised on this kind of board because they are bluffing a lot, in my opinion. So
Yeah. I mean, they're bluffing, but I mean, they're also going to be.
I'd rather call.
Yeah, but I mean, what's he repping? That's the question.
Yeah, exactly.
Flush draws, 8-9 of diamonds, 9-10 of diamonds, ace 5. Some bluffs, king queen, king jack, ace queen, ace jack. I'd probably just shift for max value against flush draws. I think this guy's not going to raise anything but flush draws. I think he calls with a 7x. I think he calls with aces and kings too.
Oh.
But you see, I mean, he's calling with 5-7 suited, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you have to penalize him, because I mean we don't have to look at his hand and know he calls it 5-7. That's what he does, right? So you're gonna maximize more, and the bigger you make it pre-flop, the more mistakes he makes. Less mistakes you make post-flop, right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. The river is probably check fold. I think. Calling the raise is fine. Check. This is the worst river, right?
Yeah.
So you have to check fold there. Easy fold, right?
Yeah.
Well, what do you think he's raising here? We just told you, right?
Yeah, but I doubt he would ship overbet with flush here on this runout.
He should. I would.
I could have 7x here.
With 7x you will donk bet.
Yeah,
You'll lead on the river.
You will go check. Once he checks turn, he's giving up, right?
Yeah.
I think it's a fold. Against him, I mean, if he raises flop 6%, I mean, I don't see him bluffing. Raise flop 3% in 3-bet pot. So what is he raising then, do you think? Flush draws?
Yeah.
7x? Pocket threes, right? Makes sense. Check turn and jam river. I don't think you beat many of his Even if he turns like king jack, no king queen of diamonds, and he jams it. Yeah, he should jam king queen of diamonds for value though. There's only so many 7x in your range, I think, against him. You don't bluff him a lot, right? I fold the river. Make a nitty fold is fine, right? I don't think he's bluffing enough though. Squeeze here. With the short stack in the hand, I don't mind the squeeze size. Usually I'll go 13 here, right? Definitely 13 against him, right? So the first thing, what do I look at?
Fold to squeeze.
How much he formats versus hero, right?
It's 40%.
Yeah.
But
At the time,
small
it's like
sample.
1 out of 4, right?
Yeah, it's small sample.
So I squeeze here. If he formats here, you probably have to fold. Right? It's similar to the hand that Giro posted under the gun. Yeah, I mean, he could be bluffing a lot, but what do you think is going to happen with this fish in the hand?
Anything honest?
Do you think his bluffs are reduced a lot here?
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure.
you still think he bluffs the same?
I do.
I fold. I mean, with the sizing, I might call it ace queen suited, but I didn't fold. Wow.
Has to have it.
So I look at how much he formats under the gun. 3%.
I think we can find a fold here.
Okay.
I
There's his format is 2.3% range, right?
yeah, and I don't expect
This fish
to
is in the
double
hand,
barrel.
right? This fish is in the hand, right?
Yeah,
It should affect what he formats here more. You know what I mean? But I don't think it's gonna affect it because he has such a tight formatting range, anyways, right?
yeah.
So I mean, I fold pre-flop and live with it, okay? Even if he give you the good odds, I mean, I don't call. But yeah, definitely fold now. I don't think you have fold equity, and yeah. I mean, that is what he does, right? You know, you have 14,000 hands, so that's where you can start using your sample size, right?
Yeah,
This has to mean something, right? You know what I mean? Um, Having the fish in the hand is something else. So
I think I was fooled about because of these stats. 40% against hero, but it's not realistic. The
yeah,
small
sample
sample.
size, right? I mean, you go look
Small
at sample. If
that
it's like
fooled me.
8 out of 20, yeah, then you probably have to call here, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
If it's 4 out of 10, you probably have to call. If it's 1 out of 2 out of 5, depends. It could be variance, right?
yeah.
Uh, but squeezing is good, but I think I fold. There's two things: that his range is tight, and then this guy's in the hand, which makes his hand even tighter than usual, right? Because once he formats like this and the fish jams pocket eights, he has to call, right? If he has ace 2, ace 3, ace 4, king X, right? Yeah, so if this guy jams, he has to call with almost any 2 cards, right? Then he 4-bets you. This jams, he's gonna have 21, so $30. And the spot would be, yeah, he has to call, right? Almost any 2 cards with your dead money, right? So I think that reduces the amount he bluffs you in the spot a lot. Could not be, but I'm assuming, right? It's safer for me to assume than to not, right?
Can we call? Just
Call here is probably okay. What do you think? 3-betting is okay too.
He's not folding against me. Only 38.
30%.
You see, he's 4-betting more against me than the average.
Yeah, it's. I think 3-bet's fine. There's missing players, so he's MP. Call. I like it. Call. Bet. Bet calling? No, no. I have to bet call. I mean, you can check back or bet and go either way. I prefer betting
How much?
And
on this board. $18. I don't like deciding.
You want to make him a call with the ace king, ace jack, something like this?
Yeah,
King queen, maybe king jack.
I mean, I don't mind.
Yeah.
You rep a lot of flush draws, so I like it, right? But I don't see him calling very wide here. You know what I mean? He's check holding a lot.
Yeah.
So I want to make it look like I'm repping some flush draws, right?
Gali būti, nu, tada paėdėjau, pasižiūrėjau, nu, aš jūs suprantu, tikrai?
See.
Tai dabar norėkite, jeigu jau, tai geriau sugalvos, jūs neprašyti dar, jeigu tai gerai. No.
I hear you very bad, Emi.
Yeah, me too.
3-bets to 950. You call a 4-bet.
Oh.
For now, Obi, I would avoid playing this table for you, right? This table is going to create too much variance for you. Just select a bit better table, or I'd rather you play Zoom than play this table here, right?
Yeah, I don't usually play more than 1 to 3 hands on this kind of table.
Okay.
I wait for the fish to sit. If they don't sit, I quit the table.
So, I mean, that's not bad, but you should have sat out and move over here, right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Because then if you're waiting for it to fish, then it's better to have this seat. Or maybe you were that seat, I don't know. Okay, that's what I would do. Sit out right away before it comes to a big blind, then move over here.
Yeah, that's what I do.
It makes more sense. Cold for that. This is maybe a bit smaller. In these spots, you don't have to go this big with bluffs or value, right? Because even if I have bluffs, I go to 20, it does the same thing, right? Okay. Yeah. You ever think about pot controlling here? Once he calls you 4-bet?
Yeah.
I like.
Yeah,
And he has
the ugly flop.
jacks, kings, aces in his range, right?
Maybe tens.
Ace, queen of clubs. That might check jam. King, ace, king too. So.
So sick. Fuck. Pop.
Wow, that's so sick. Oh, so you four bet, he check, you bet, he calls.
I'm checking shots.
So
Wow.
say
Yeah.
say FML and call.
Yeah. What is in my... Yeah. Yes, king. It's queen.
I was putting this hand in his range.
Yeah.
I might check back, and then he bets turn call, he jams river call. I think then he's gonna have more bluffs that way, right? If he plays it this way, I call too.
Yeah. He looked very weak when he shoves on the third. Never shoves with Jake. Maybe.
Okay, what do you call here for? Obi?
What?
What do you call here for?
Why do I call?
Yeah, yeah.
Because the fish is in the spot.
Does this mean anything to you? Or?
Yeah, but I think his queen is too strong to fold.
I fold ace queen here, but 4.2%. I mean, that means something to me, right? I mean, what else do we have to go on, right? You're not sure that the fish is going to come along. You know what I mean? Unless you're 100% sure, then I'm going to go on what his range looks like, right? Ace queen also. I might put something like this. Like that. Looks reasonable. I fall, right? Why put yourself in the shoes to play a big pot if it's gonna look like this? I mean, his range has to matter to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So even if the fish comes along and you have this much equity, you're gonna lose a lot of money, right?
So
And a lot of times you're gonna be stuck between you and the fish if the fish comes along.
yeah, would you rather calling with
The
small
board is
pocket pairs?
the board is 2-2-4. This guy bets. What do?
I fold.
You have to because you have this guy acting after you, right? The board is Queen XX. I mean, you're calling three streets, right?
Yeah. Would you rather calling with pocket pairs instead of ace queen?
Yeah, because you're gonna flop sets and you can stack them, right?
Yeah.
If we have ace king, we call.
What?
Ace king I call, keep the fish in there.
Ace king. Yeah, yeah, sure.
But ace king also is an easy fold, right? Yeah, having the fish in the hand is good, but you're gonna be in a shitty spot here, right? You know, this guy's gonna bluff you. You know, he could have five high. He's gonna bluff a lot of flops, and you're gonna have to fold because you're stuck between him and the fish, right?
Yeah.
So it's not an optimal place to be in, you know, like calling him.
What about ace queen suited?
So if I do anything here with ace queen, I'm four betting it, okay? Ace queen suited is almost the same thing. Like it doesn't change much. Oh, set mine, right? And ace queen just fold. I mean, that's how easy it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to think here. You know, I'm telling you guys put yourself in these shitty spots. then don't make your money. Your red line is going to go down, right? So your red line's going to go down or your blue line's going to go down. Pick one, right?
But I think it's just variance here to 2.5k hands. He 3-bets 4.2 against early position and almost 12 against MP.
Okay, I mean you can. I mean you have 2.6 thousand hands in. You can assume he's 3-betting 9%, but I'm going to assume he 3-bets 4%. I want to make a lot less mistakes than you. Yeah, it doesn't. Nothing like this doesn't make sense either. 4.5 and 4.2. Okay. Um, what else do I have to go on? Can I look at his face? Say, oh wow, he's bluffing a lot. Can I look at his hands shivering over the mouse? I don't know. Like, but all I know is that he did this so far in almost 3,000 hands. You know. Do I know what kind of range he's creating here? It looks funny, right? I don't know, right?
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm gonna make a lot less mistakes if I assume it's 4% than assume it's 8%. Okay,
I understand, yeah.
so you can keep playing and assume that he's going 8%, or I go to the tighter side and make less mistakes. You know, I'm gonna go to the left side and then make less mistakes. I lose $3. Okay, but I don't have to guess now. Check that. And then
13.
12 should be good. 12.
Yeah.
No, I'll bet again. Bet like 15, probably around there. I still rep a lot of bluffs, right? Still gonna call me aces, kings, queens, or jack, king, queen, tens. So you probably have to call there. Shipping, you only get you might be value owning yourself against jacks. I don't think he's betting.
It's value
He's
bet
gonna fold
against
aces and kings, right?
king, queen.
That's about it, right? Like jacks. He's gonna fold aces and kings. So if you are targeting only king, queen, then yeah, I ship it. But I think he's gonna have jacks in his range too, and he's gonna fold everything else, right? I just call because I mean you jam this river, he's gonna have jacks a lot. It's a bet call, and that's about it that he calls, right? He folds aces and kings even if you jam. So if you jam, what value has he get from king queen? That's about it.
But I think it's enough to make a profitable ship if he calls with king, queen. Don't you think?
Yeah, but you also have to assume he bets king queen sometimes with the fish in the hand, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, you have to assume that, right? Ace queen, king queen. He bets on the flop probably against the fish. He's not gonna check call. And even aces and kings, he should bet against fish too, right? So now his range is that calls you is what? Doesn't have ace queen in it. Probably not even king queen. So we can almost narrow it down to like nines, tens, jacks. That check calls, right? And then nines and tens don't call you jam. Probably only jacks. So I call. Four bet or fold. A little bit bigger here.
22. too.
Simply because you're a bit deeper, you don't want to give people odds to call 8-9 suited, right? Ace-2 suited, ace-3, which they will always call, right? Uh, 13.
So we're going to bluff this board a lot, so I guess we have to bet.
Wow.
Oh, so big.
Oh,
Doesn't barrel much.
I fold. What do you think? Call me a nit.
I would check call, check fold.
I think
Me too. Yeah, check call, check
it's a
fold.
4-bet pot. He called your 4-bet. I think his range is pretty. It's gonna be like what, 8-9 suited is the only bluff here. Then they have aces, kings, queens in his range.
He also can have sixes, sevens.
Also, he doesn't bet in position a lot in single raise spot, so I mean, I'm assuming, I'm assuming in a 4-bet pot he's even tighter. You think
Yeah.
it's safe to assume?
Yeah.
If he jacks here, he would never bet it. Not this sizing anyway, so check fold. Wow. Sometimes I'm right, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that the way he plays, right? You know what I mean? And it's just the way he plays. I look at it and I say, okay, you know, Queen Jack is not strong enough of a bluff catcher when he bets 21. His line makes sense with his hand. On the river, yeah, I don't think you could bluff him.
Okay, and hi, let's say if we check, no, don't check, if we bet, like we use just the 13 on the flop and he calls, then what's our plan on the turn?
Check fold.
Okay.
Bet the flop to get value from worse hands, and then if I check the turn he bets, I just give up.
Oh.
I assume he's not floating. Like this guy's not floating me way too wide. Well, first of all, his call already pre-flopped. It makes it some signal should go off in your head, right? And this too, right? How much he stabs makes me more or less checking the flop is probably going to be the best line to take. If it goes check check, then you can value bet turn and river, right? And we also under rep our hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you check and you bet here, you probably want to lean towards folding than the check calling, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't bluff enough. You know what I told you guys? If the guys don't bluff, we don't have to bluff catch, right? And just looking at these guys play, like this guy here, you know, they don't bluff, so we don't have to bluff catch, right? Let me see here. Let's show something. Okay, never mind. But yeah, I mean, it's a 4-bet pot, and I look here, it's the 37, 37. I'm like, okay, if I check here, I'm under repping my hand, right? You guys know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not showing that I have top pair or whatever, and he plays really face up for us, right? He doesn't bet unless he has a hand. And if he does have a hand on his board, it's probably better than my hand, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
And then, if that's the case, then I can check fold queen jack. I have a lot better hands. I can just check call ace queen, king queen, right?
Yeah.
In this hand, I think we can just check fold. I know we have top pair, and it's hard to let go of top pair sometimes, but when the guys never bluff, you couldn't fold, okay? Like that guy earlier, remember you told me we had ace queen, and the guy barrels like 40% on the flop and then 30 on the turn, and
Yeah.
it was like 8-5-2.
Yeah.
Let's just fold the flop if he bets. That's how easy it is, right? Why do we have to fold him with ace high? We don't, right? And it's similar. This is a similar scenario. You know, if he doesn't bluff, why do we have to bluff catch with queen jack? Okay.
Yeah.
I know it's tough, you know, to think like this when you're playing the hand, but uh, that's how we make. That's why I put out the HUD like this. So you can pay attention and learn how to use it to your advantage, right? I would check fold here, but that's a sick fold, right? And you guys know I'm not a nit, right?
Yeah.
Right? You know I'm not a nit. I mean, I don't have to prove it to you guys. I mean, I just show you my hand, and you guys know I'm not a nit. Yeah. 40 is still on the lower side, I think. Well, 50, then they have bluffs, right? Uh, Look, right? You guys see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm not a nit, right?
Yeah.
I'm still stationing people a lot, right? But I can manage to check fold there. I mean, 31% one soft flop, right? Or went to showdown, right? I'm getting there a lot too. You know what I mean? But in that spot, I can easily check fold, okay? So don't start thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna be weak. I'm gonna be too weak if I check fold here, right? Don't think like that. Just think, okay, does the guy bluff enough for me to bluff catch? Right? And that's how we should think, when we're bluff catching. Does he bluff enough? If he doesn't bluff enough, then why are we bluff catching? Can you repeat that? Yeah, yeah. If he folds enough, I mean,
Was 59 again in the
he
bottom.
folds a lot here, right?
But I should have go bigger because
Should
we
go a
are.
bit bigger because you're deeper, right?
Yeah.
Prevent them from calling 8-9, 7-8 suited. But then on the run out, you probably have to fold on the river when he takes his line.
Yeah.
I mean, if they fold a lot, I mean, it doesn't matter how much they three bet, right? So it just depends how much you want to exploit them. If they fold, some guy folds 80% to four bet, he's getting four bet by me every time. Yeah, I don't care if he's three betting 2%, right? If he's always three betting folding everything but aces, then we're gonna four bet everything, right? So don't think about like setting a certain number and then attacking it, right? The guy's always gonna four bet, three bet call you with pocket eights, and then we have to adjust our ranges a bit. What's wrong, Obi?
Yeah.
You getting nervous there?
No.
Fold. What do you think? Well, I fold the ace queen to a 4.5% range, right? What do you think I do with the queen jack offsuit?
I sample size here.
I mean, like I said, you don't. I don't know, right? You're just saying, okay, a sample size. So then you might as well just turn everything under 500 hands off then. Then you make your decision better. So if I turn this off, would you call Queen Jack?
No.
Okay, so but now you have the stats, and then you're gonna call Queen Jack. But you're telling me this sample size is not 4.5. So if it's not sample size, and but you wouldn't usually call. Now you have a sample of 300 hands, and he three bets out of position very low. You're gonna call now because the sample doesn't mean anything to you. I don't know, Ovi. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to do with in these scenarios. I just take I take the easy route out, right? And I don't put myself in marginal spots, unless he just clicked it back, uh, unless he just clicked it back. I'm gonna call Queen Jack, right? I mean, it's hard to say, you know what I mean, Ovi, in this spot. I'll show you an example of it. Let me see if I can see it here. Nope. Okay. Is it there? Okay. Standard razor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 33 hands on him. I don't know much about him. And he clicked it back, so we have to call, right?
Yeah.
We call. He bets a flop, we call. He bets a turn, they call. Jams the river.
Oh,
I don't know. What do you guys do?
I fold.
It's almost the same scenario, right?
Yeah.
Except yours was a bigger 3-bet. This was just like a click it back. I don't know what to do here. I mean, he's unknown. Everybody's unknown, but I mean, you know, 27, 9, 7, I fold, right? So like I said, I don't know if he's bluffing or he's bluff catching, or it's hard. I mean, these spots are hard, right? But I think if I fold there, I don't know if I'm making the right fold or the right laydown or what, right? The flush draws now, right? 8, 9, 7, 8. Ace King of Hearts, Ace Queen of Hearts. Man. But then yeah, he's gonna have some jacks, queens, kings, aces, right? But like I said, if it's unknown, let's just avoid the spot, and you put yourself in a lot. Because you call like a APB race, right? This is like not even. This is like I raised 3x and he went to 10, right? It cost me 2 BBs to call, so I have to call. But with your hand, the guy went to 8 BBs. I think you can lay down Queen Jack for now. Pick up better spots. What do you think? Don't you think? Let's say that guy is a fish, right? Don't you think there's so many better spots we can use to take a stack?
Yeah.
And like I said, if you assume this at 4.5, you can make a lot less mistakes, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't know if this guy's doing this or if he's doing 50%, or 28, or he's a monkey. He three bets everything. I'm gonna lean more to the safer side for myself. And so you might even see me play like a hand where the guy goes the first 5 hands and he's playing 80, 80, 60. Then you see me stack off with pocket sixes, right? Because what else do I have to go on other than those six hands, right? You know what I mean? Of course, it could be variance, it could be thing, but I mean, if the guy's playing in eight, let's say eight hands, he's playing like 70, 70, 40. You know, I'm gonna make some kind of like educated guess, right? He's a monkey.
Yeah.
You know, and then he could end up being nit playing 12-11. You know what I mean? Um, but at the time, what else do I have to go on other than that? You know what I mean? Like here, what else do I have to go on other than he three bets 0, 4.50? It's 300 hands. That's all I have, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use it to my best of my ability. You know, whatever I can use, I'm gonna use so that I make less mistakes. Okay, so now I have Queen Jack offsuit, and if I told you, okay, this guy had 10,000 hands and he's sleeping at 4.50, what do I do? Then I fold Queen Jack, right? You know, and then I make a lot less mistakes. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Like I said, I don't know like what the guy does in general. I don't know what he's thinking. I don't know how he plays. These stuff we don't know. Like, but I'm not gonna like, for example, here I'm not gonna assume he opens 11 under the gun, 32 in the cutoff. I mean 32 in MP, and then 33 in the button. You know those stuff with small sample size, or let's say for example you have 200 hands on him and his fold to three bet is 100 100. Yeah, that's probably not true, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but I mean, you know, stuff like this, I'm going to use as much as I can. Uh, and if it's just a sample, he's done this in 300 hands, I'm going to assume he doesn't bluff that much out of position. And go the safe route and assume he doesn't bluff and fold. And like Gearbo says, set mine, right, against him. Right?
Yeah.
And that's going to create a easier post-flop game for you than a call with Queen Jack. Even as played, it's probably fold on the river, right? All call, all fold. And just assume guys don't bluff you. Okay? Like here, I mean, we don't know anything about him, but he's so far in a single race pot, he barreled a lot, right?
Yeah.
And then river, he barreled 0, right? So for one sample. So I mean, I don't know. You just call for him. I think is best. Well, like I said, you know, the first thing is I don't put myself in a shitty spot. You know, against him I'll probably have like maybe Ace Jack suited is the weakest hand, but then Ace Jack suited is just a fist pump call, right?
Yeah.
But I don't defend even Ace Jack against him if I have this read in 300 hands. Saves myself some headaches, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you know, when you don't have sample size on someone, guys, and you have like 200 hands, make some sort of educated guess, you know? It's not easy, but some sort of like educated guess, you know, like here. I'm gonna assume he doesn't bluff. It's not even educated, right? It's right in front of me, right? I don't have to think, right? He doesn't bluff. I fold. And then I say, nice bluff, sir. Yeah. And it makes no. Why did I say that? It makes me feel better about my fold. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Anyways, hopefully that was helpful for you guys. You guys learned something.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you soon. Keep it up, okay? I mean, like I said, poker is not easy, but stuff that I teach you today is not easy to apply. But you know, you can make. Wow.